This is the 2025 Toyota Crown Limited. As far as hybrid vehicles go, this Crown Limited from Toyota is the jewel you'll need. It gets 41 miles to the gallon and has a modern exterior look to pair with its comfortable leather interior that features heated seats. Plus, you're protected by Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 features such as lane departure alert and proactive driving assist. This Crown is exactly what any new car buyer should be searching for when you head over to Haley Toyota. Today, we're taking Cory Doney for a drive. The 6-foot defenseman is in his rookie year with Roanoke, and the Northfield Falls, Vermont native has 2 goals, 2 assists, and a +1 rating in 31 games this year for the Dawgs.
Cory, how we doing, man?
Mitchie Stewart, how are you?
Doing well. Good
I'm Mitch Stewart, and this is Driving with the Dawgs.
to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
Good to have you in here finally. We'll get you buckled up and all. You think you're ready for some Driving with the Dawgs?
Absolutely.
What was that first conversation like with Dan Bremner? What led to you ending up here in Roanoke with the Rail Yard Dogs?
So actually post-college, I actually dropped out of college. Just wasn't for me. I took 2 years off and kind of just missed the game. And I actually contacted my old junior coach and just wanted to get back. And he contacted Coach Bremner, and me and Brems talked for a while, and it kind of seemed like a good fit for me, at least to get me to training camp and try it. And one thing led to another, and I'm here now, and that's that.
You talked about your break away from the game a little bit. What were you doing kind of in that time where you were in between Plattsburgh and coming here to Roanoke, and what was that driving force for you that really pushed you back across the ledge to get back into the sport, get back into hockey?
Well, I was working a lot, and I didn't necessarily love what I was doing completely. And, just being a hockey player since I was 3 years old, I didn't really know anything else, so I just missed the game and wanted to come back.
When you were at Plattsburgh, you had a lot of success there in your couple of seasons up in the SUNY, and of course you played with fellow Dog now Carson Gallagher. What was that time like for you getting to play the college game at a very high level in the SUNY where there's a lot of really talented schools?
I had a lot of fun at Plattsburgh. I wish I kind of knew more about the school to begin with. I was in a major that wasn't really for me, but besides the schooling, the hockey was a blast. I met a bunch of good people, including Carson Gallagher. He's one of my best friends to this day and forever will be, so I enjoyed my time there.
This year you've been living with Bryce Martin, and he's spent a lot of time in Roanoke in the past, even though he hadn't been here for a couple of seasons. But what has it been like getting to live with Marty and have that experience off the ice, and then also getting to play along the blue line with him at some times this year, maybe getting to pick up some stuff from a vet?
Yeah, living with Marty's the best, man. He's a true pro. He's helped me a ton. Like, I can't even explain how much he's helped me. He's boosted my confidence, helped me in the gym, helped me on the ice. He's just an all-around character, man, and he keeps the vibes right, and that's what I needed.
For you, you're a big outdoors guy. You like your hunting, you like your fishing. If you had to pick between one or the other for like a dream trip, where are you going for a weekend or for a week to either to get the rod out or maybe to get out in the woods and do some hunting? What does that dream trip look like for you?
I would have to say it's going to be fishing. I'm a big bass fisherman, so I'm going to have to go with a trip to Lake Okeechobee in Florida. Just a big bass lake, and I think that would be the trip of a lifetime right there.
You're from up in Vermont. That's where you grew up. You got to play a lot of your junior hockey there in the EHL. What was your experience like just getting into the game? What kind of led you to getting into hockey at a young age?
It was actually a funny story. So I'm from Northfield Falls, Vermont. It's actually the home of the Norwich University Cadets. And my first time on ice was actually skating with the cadets, and I went out there and just started flying around. And one of my coaches, who became eventually my high school coach, he was like, I need to get this kid into hockey. I stepped foot on the ice and was just absolutely flying around, doing circles. My eyes were bigger than my stomach, and I just had a smile ear to ear on my face. And from that point on, it just stuck. It became something that I loved and got me away from everything else in life. So
what has it been like for you just getting to not only be with the vets overall on the team, but also within that group of rookies? You guys have found a lot of success and been a big part of the team's success this year.
Yeah, you got guys like Mac Jansen and Nick Ford who have always been around the game and obviously been here a couple of years and know the ropes, and they just provide such good advice and drive you to be better every day because they're also getting better every day. And as far as our rookies, like we just have a great core group of rookies like Jimmy O'Kane and Andrew Harley, who came in a little bit later, but those guys are always trying to get better. They care about the game. They care about you, all the other teammates in the locker room, and it just makes it easy, you know?
So among that group of rookies, I know that during Kangaroo Court on Wednesdays, there is a Rookie of the Week honor. And I know that at one point this year, Jimmy O'Kane had a bit of a stranglehold on it. Is there some type of conspiracy there with that award, would you say? I mean, how many times have you gotten the Rookie of the Week? Are they spreading the love around, or is there a little bit of favoritism being shown?
I don't know. Jimmy, he deserves it, man. He works hard. I've gotten it, I think, one time, but Jimmy has been doing his fair share of duties, and I'd say Harley does too, and those two continue to hold the belt. Maybe it's time for me to step up.
But gotta add that to the game notes, right?
Yep.
Like you gotta tack on some Rookie of the Week awards from the Kangaroo Court. Now that you've been here for the full season and you've gotten to maybe get around town a little bit and get shown the ropes by some of these guys, what are some of the ways during the week once practice wraps up, or the gym session, the yoga session, whatever it might be, how do you like to spend some of your free time when you're here around town in Roanoke?
I just like to hang out with the guys. I'm always with Gallagher and J-Mac, and that's just how I like to spend my time, because before you know it, it'll be over and those guys won't be around. They'll be spending time in their hometown, working, doing whatever they do. So I really try to eat up the time with the boys and enjoy it as much as I can.
Throughout this rookie pro season for you, having been here through training camp and opening night, and now we're getting down to that playoff push, that crunch toward the end of the regular season, what's maybe one area of your game that you feel like you've grown in or improved that maybe you didn't have in your arsenal back in the fall when you first got here?
Definitely my defensive awareness. Brems does a really good job of hounding defense first, and as you guys have seen, when we play defense first, the offense comes, and that's where me and every other player in the locker room loves to play. But I think that's definitely something I've worked on, and Brems has hounded into my head, so I definitely think that's the place that has grown the strongest over time here.
You guys are starting to eyeball the playoffs. Obviously, there's still 10 or 11 games left here in the regular season at the time of this recording, but you've locked up that playoff spot. That's the big goal at the end of this season, is to get into the playoffs and to have a chance to make some noise once you get there. What's the vibe around the room, the messaging between the team and your teammates as you guys start to understand the importance of these games down the stretch to get ready?
For me, it's cup or bust, man. Like we come play 56 games in a season, and I don't see anything else, and I don't think the guys think anything else other than we are going for the cup, and that's the mentality across the board.
Yeah, I like to hear that. That always sounds good. We've gotten to play in some big environments now in front of these crowds. The last two home games were the first two sellouts in franchise history. What's that experience been like for you here in your first season professionally to play in front of this type of fan base and kind of gel into the group?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal, man. Like, you get in front of 8,000 people, and it's just a different type of feeling. And as you know, our fans are pretty special. They're loud, they're aggressive, they're into the game, and I think that brings a different kind of vibe into the rink when you step out there for even warm-ups, and it's just special. So I don't necessarily see that back home or where I played in the past.
All right, Cory, we're back at the rink here. I'm about to chop you back off, but before we do, I always like to leave it open to you guys. Is there anything else I didn't get to, or anything you might want to say for anyone that's out there watching this today?
Just shout out Mom and Dad. Shout out to my boys back home. Miss you guys. That's all I got.
All right. Well, easy enough, man. I appreciate you taking the time today. It's always great catching up with you, my friend, and best of luck down the ride. I like that cup or bust mentality.
Thank you. We'll get it done.
Driving with the Dawgs is sponsored by Haley Toyota, the official ride of your rail yard dogs. Visit Haley Toyota online at HaleyHasItForLess.com and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon.